Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you an interesting attacking game which the 8th world chess champion Mikhail Tal played blindfold while lying in a bathtub. I have to tell you that I came across this story in Andrew Salty's book Tal, Petrosian, Spassky and Korchnoi, a chess multi-biography with 207 games, which is available among Google preview books, and this story is on page 247. The next page is unavailable, and it was chess author Douglas Griffin who kindly provided me a photo of that page. Thank you, dear Douglas, but honestly I have to tell you that I was expecting more details about this story on the next page. Anyways, thanks again, and now before starting the video, let's first see how Andrew Saltis describes the incident, and then we will proceed with the game. In July 1966, Tal began an international tournament in Kislovodsk. Once more his health failed. Misha suddenly felt unwell, again suffering sharp pains, said Mark Taimanov, who also played in the tournament. An ambulance was called and they advised him to stop playing. It seemed like a replay of Curaçao 1962, but Tal was certain he could play and play well if he was allowed to make moves from his hotel bathtub. He lay in a warm bath and dictated his moves without looking at the board, and he won this game. Taimanov did not identify the bathtub game, but this is a likely candidate. So in this game Tal had white pieces and his opponent is Danish International Chess Master Svend Hamann. Tal opened up with e4, to which Hamann responded with Sicilian defense c5, knight f3 e6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, and a6. Black is going for convariation. Knight c3, queen c7, bishop e2. Other popular alternative is bishop d3. In our game we have bishop e2, knight f6, and Tal castled kingside. Bishop b4. Well, this is not considered to be really good. Knight c6 is considered to be popular, or black can even proceed with d6, but in our game we have bishop b4. In return, white counterattacked black, knight on f6, bishop g5. Of course, white could play safely, bishop d2, but Tal is an aggressive player. He goes for bishop g5, bishop takes c3, and in return we have bishop takes f6, g takes f6. Of course, keeping on winning white pawns and pieces is not really good. After bishop takes g7, if bishop takes a1, then bishop takes h8 can follow, and yes, allowing white to damage black's pawn structure and win the rook on the king's side is really not good. And now if bishop c3, then white can play bishop h5, and then queen g4 can follow. Black is in trouble. That's why after bishop takes f6, black recaptured, and Tal played b takes c3. So by choosing this line, Tal is making a pawn sacrifice, but he's leading in development and has nice attacking chances. Knight c6, knight takes c6, and d takes c6. Not a good move. When you are capturing on c6 with the d pawn, you are surrendering the d file, and the development of this queenside bishop is becoming problematic because of rook takes b7 threat. That's why, as mentioned above, b takes c6 was better, or even queen takes c6 can be played. But in our game we have d takes c6, the worst possible move, and rook b3, harassing black queen, and also in some cases white rook can join the attack from the third rank. Queen c5, queen d2, white wants to put his rook on d1 and exploit the back rank weakness. h5, well, not a good move. Instead playing e5 followed by bishop e6 looks better. This is a line suggested by Stockfish. Stockfish says that choosing this line and giving up this pawn is better than the line which we have in our game. But even in this case, yeah, black's position remains very unpleasant. And all that started from that d takes c6, right? Yeah, first bishop b4 was dubious, and then d takes c6 spoiled black's game. h5, and we have rook d1, the logical continuation of queen d2. Right now the threat is queen d8 checkmate, that's why we have king e7, and white is forming a battery rook d3. The threat is rook d8, although I have to tell you that rook c3 is even stronger. and then rook d3. If queen c7, then e5. Yeah, a similar idea we are going to see in our game. The problem with this immediate rook d3 move is that by playing e5, black could prolong his resistance. The idea of e5 is that now if rook d8, then bishop e6. Yeah, black can fight back, no problem at all. But instead, after rook d3, instead of choosing this simple line, which just asks itself to be played, you know, in typical positions, you have to solve the development of your bishop. We have queen b6, and this is a move which is losing on the spot. Black covered the d8 square, but after Tal's powerful pawn sacrifice, Svend Hamann resigned. Now white not only wants to play takes f6, but can also play queen f4. And now if a move like queen c5, then he takes f6 is coming. And then rook f3 check can follow. And then queen f4, yeah. Black is losing. Rook g3. Or after e5, if a move like f takes e5, accepting the pawn sacrifice, then here comes queen g5 check, and then queen g7. Again, this is a total destruction. Other alternative is queen c7, but even in this case, black can't survive. White can play queen b4 check, and now if c5, then he takes f6 check, and then queen h4, yeah, the game is over. And then rook g3, white is winning. That's why after this pawn sacrifice on move 17, Svend Hamann resigned. Yeah, this is hilarious, guys. How can a grandmaster beat an international master by laying in a bathtub? I just can't understand, you know. And playing blindfold, this is insane, guys. Only the magician from Riga was capable of such a feat. Well, in the end, let's also solve a simple chess puzzle. Take a look at this position, please, which is taken from Mikhail Tal's game. Many of you may know this position, and the task is to find the mating line for white. It's white to move, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.